We are live at the 52nd Annual CMA Awards in Nashville on New Country 97.1 Hank FM with somebody you just saw in Indianapolis not too long ago.
That's
Lindsay
right.
Ell, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Dave. How are you?
Good, on the Monster Energy Outbreak Tour.
That's right. You know,
That sounds aggressive.
It sounds very aggressive, very intense, very energetic. We've had such an amazing year touring. I've gotten to tour with some of my idols, be it Brad Paisley and Sugarland and Keith Urban, and the fact that we can top it all off on my first headlining tour ever. It's just so special. And, you know, Indianapolis is where we kicked the whole thing off, because what better a place to start the whole thing?
Right, night number one.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, we heard from people all week afterward and beyond just how much fun they had there.
That's awesome.
Now, you mentioned about Sugarland being somebody that you've been able to tour with. You've become quite good friends with them. Christian Bush from Sugarland producing on your album.
You know it. Christian has become like another brother to me in life.
Yeah.
And, it came about. He is a fellow label mate of mine. And when I was looking for a new producer a couple years ago, my manager actually suggested, well, why don't you check out Christian? And we've just become such fast friends. And I'm so excited. We'll be going into the studio in a few months to start album number 2. And I've been writing like crazy all year and gathering songs for it. So I'm super excited about that, as well as I have a brand new song with Mr. Brantley Gilbert coming out. And I'm so excited about it. It's called What Happens in a Small Town.
Yeah, actually, Brantley just told us about
No
that.
way!
Yes,
That's
and
awesome.
he was as excited as you were, and said that when he wrote that song and just he thought this needs somebody like Lindsay Ell on it. And he also, do you know the story about the Grand Ole Opry?
No.
And Brantley Gilbert? You don't? Okay.
Please tell me.
So Brantley Gilbert, his wife now.
Yes.
They dated for a while. They split up.
Amazing.
They got back together and got married. Well, after they got back together, he was trying to get in good with her family. Her mother wanted to go to the Grand Ole Opry always, so Brantley brought her there a night that you were performing.
What?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So he has that connection
crazy.
to you in the back of his mind all the time.
That's amazing.
So you're responsible for all his happiness in
Well,
life.
hey, you know what? I do what I can. I love the two of them so much. They're just sweethearts through and through. And I'm so excited to get to play this song live with Brantley. I think it's going to be a really special moment.
Now, you mentioned you're going to be working on your second album. This is really kind of your second and a half and almost third album, really, because Christian, working with him, gave you a really weird idea that turned into something that you released.
Yeah, before we went into the studio to record my first album, The Project, he was like, Lindsay, what's your favorite album of all time? And I was like, well, I'm a huge John Mayer fan, and I love the record Continuum. And so Christian asked me to go into the studio to record the whole thing, front to back, and it was a huge learning experience. I really found out how I wanted my album to sound.
Now, a lot of people, John Mayer gets kind of a bit of a knock for being a, playboy around town kind of thing. But he is, as a guitarist, a fellow guitarist, amazing. And I'm sure your respect for him.
He's one of my favorites, as well as a songwriter. He's just so talented. And creatively, watching how he just puts together an album and can present a song in like the perfect way. It's really inspiring as an artist. So I look up to John Mayer a lot.
So tell us a little bit more about this new album, who you're working with, what we're going to expect from you.
Well, Christian and I are just about to jump into the whole thing. I've been working a lot on writing this whole year, and so I'm just so excited for fans to hear the new song I have coming up with Brantley, and then we'll have new music coming in the spring.
Now, one last thing, as we sit here, it's November in Nashville, and it's actually been in the 30s today, and everybody in Nashville is just whining and complaining about how cold it is.
Yep.
As a Canadian, do you laugh?
I do laugh. I do laugh. I don't like winter, and I do not like the cold, but it's pretty funny to watch how everybody in Nashville is kind of wimps about it.
Yeah, walking around in parkas and hats and gloves.
As
and
you
it's
guys
like
know,
52.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like summer.
Come on.
It's fine.
Exactly. It's beautiful out. Lindsay Ell, always great to see you. Looking forward
So
to hearing
great
that
to
new
see you
song
guys.
with Brantley Gilbert and the new album, too. Hanging out with us here at the 52nd Annual CMA Awards in Nashville on New Country 97.1 Hank FM.